Before we get into how to stop snoring, let's first describe what causes it. When you're sleeping, the tissues in your airway relax and partially block your airway. When you breathe, the air rushes by and vibrates the relaxed tissue and causes you to snore. The size of your airway also affects snoring. If you have a narrow airway, you're more prone to snore. If you're overweight, one surefire treatment for snoring is to lose weight. When you lose weight, there's less tissue to block your airway. A 10% loss of weight will reduce snoring in just about everybody, and for some lucky people, it will eliminate it. A word of caution though. If your snoring is a symptom of sleep apnea, the stress apnea places on your body will likely make it impossible to lose that weight until the apnea is under control. Here are some snoring ideas that are easy to try and work for many people. First, avoid alcohol and dairy for several hours before going to bed. No more late-night vodka milkshakes. The reason why is because alcohol causes your airway tissues to relax more than they normally would and increases the chance of you snoring. For many people, dairy products cause congestion that narrows the airway and makes it harder to breathe. Second, change the position you sleep in. Most people are most likely to snore when they're on their backs. For them, using pillows to elevate their head or even sleeping in a chair may give them some relief from snoring. Some people lie on their side with a pillow behind their back to prevent them from rolling onto their backs. Others sew tennis balls into pajama tops to prevent them from rolling onto their backs. However, a few people find that changing their sleeping position from their side onto their back reduces snoring. So try different positions to see what works for you. Nasal strips or anything that opens up the nasal passages can help if that's what is causing the snoring. The problem is, most snoring occurs in the throat and mouth, not in the nose. But nasal strips are inexpensive, and it's certainly worth a try to see if they work for you. None of these approaches is likely to eliminate heavy snoring, but they may reduce it. Here's a sampling of things that are easy to try and won't work. Throat sprays claim to stop snoring by tightening the tissues of the throat. If we could do this with the spray, why stop with the throat? Why not spray it on your face, your neck, your arms, and be young again? The reality is that as we get older, we don't have the firmness we once did, and a quick spray isn't going to change that. And of all places, the throat is the least likely place for this to work, because as soon as we fall asleep, everything in there relaxes. And as we sleep, we swallow and quickly wash away the throat spray. Throat or vocal exercises won't work for the same reason. The muscles relax when you sleep, even if you lift weights with your tongue. There are just a few things that have a good chance of stopping snoring or sleep apnea. The first is a CPAP machine. CPAP stands for Continuous Positive Air Pressure. It's the solution most commonly prescribed for sleep apnea. Patients who use CPAP to treat apnea are certain to see a marked reduction or elimination of snoring. After weight loss, CPAP is the most effective way to treat heavy snoring. CPAP requires a doctor's prescription in the U.S. The major downfall of CPAP is that people stop using it because they find it uncomfortable or confining. Next is the oral appliance. An oral appliance looks like a sports mouthguard. You wear it while you sleep. It works by nudging the lower jaw forward and keeping your airway open. Oral appliances aren't as effective as CPAP for heavy snoring, but patients generally find them less obtrusive. Finally, surgical treatment is available. Several different kinds of surgery are offered for treatment of snoring and sleep apnea. Most remove excess soft tissues from the throat with scalpel, laser, microwave, or freezing cold. Some change the shape of the jaw. Most doctors consider surgery a treatment of last resort. It's expensive, it's very painful to recover from, and most of the time it's not successful. Sometimes it even makes things worse. And even when it does work, patients often need additional help from CPAP or an oral appliance to get the problem under control. And sometimes, after surgery appears to be successful, snoring or apnea will return. A newer kind of surgery implants pillars to stiffen the soft palate. It's only effective if your snoring is caused by a loose, soft palate. It's much less invasive than the other surgeries, but there haven't been enough controlled studies to know how well it's going to work in the long term.
If you snore and have excessive daytime sleepiness, there's a good chance that you have sleep apnea. Call 1-888-33-SNORE to get a free screening for sleep apnea on the phone in about 10 minutes, or visit our website at 1-888-33snore.com to learn more about sleep apnea, because it's not going to go away on its own.